Alright guys, here we are today. Well, if you've seen the titles of the video, you know what we're here for. 6th anniversary update, the long journey for life. Well, this update triggered a massive backlash from the whole fan base, and today we're gonna be delving into why that is so. To start off with, this is our 6th anniversary, right? Well, people are very disappointed because we have very little rewards. There's a bunch of unneeded changes to Magic Laboratory system, to raid runs, and I think it's just better to show you myself. So the biggest thing about this update is the Magic Laboratory update. So for what it is, they removed a lot of the original miscellaneous items used to create materials for magic candies, which are obviously very important. And honestly speaking, there are some people who do like this because, the laboratory system did in fact streamline out like the miscellaneous stuff that we didn't need. But the problem of this is that it has made the game more pay to win. An example here is, you'll see from this next feedback. Diamond Sugar Crystal, especially with our new update in which they are buffing Millennial Tree, and he's going to come out soon with a magic candy. So this is obviously a very big ploy to get people to spend more money, especially. And if you can see here, you need a diamond sugar crystal to make your magic candies. And as you can see here, as this person has nicely counted out, 210 days. 210 days to make one magic candy. And we have 5 legendaries. 5 legendaries with all 5 magic candies. Let's just say you're a newbie. Max out your magic candies. 1050 days. It would take you actual years to finish this. And this is the next one. Because we took out a lot of the other ingredients, so then a lot of people are also unhappy about that, because these gold sugar crystals here, these are like very specific. You have to buy them in order to make into specific magic candies, but they also have a cooldown, if I'm not wrong. They're also very expensive to make compared to the old system where you basically just you use crystals or normal magic powder. You could extract it. This is even worse because it's all time locked. And if we see here, this is actually the Korean Namu wiki. I managed to get a link to it. It's about the controversy, I can't read Korean, but I'll do my best. So now we have finished talking about, the Magic Laboratory update. Let's take a look at the reward removal. What this means is, this update has basically introduced a lot of pay-to-win features. We have a few here, such as this example here. They removed all the 1000 diamond rewards from the treasure mastery, trophy race, or breakout missions, and over here they didn't even offer any diamonds at all. So I think you get it. This is also a thing. Raid run, we'll be talking about raid run later. This is also a big issue right now. Many things in the system are time locked, so not imagining just missions and whatever. Also game modes are also restricted and time locked, so you have to wait for them. And yes, this is the same thing again. They are removing treasure trials. Treasure trials, if you don't know, are a very good way to max up new treasures, because they give you rewards for doing their trials and leveling them up. You don't even have to get it max. It's been a very good feature and very helpful to many players, and so they're removing it now. Also, I would like to say that this requirement of 6 billion points is a bit ridiculous. Like, come on, man. It's like you don't give us any rewards for playing this mode over and over and expect us to get 6 billion. Hey man, it's not happening. Okay. As for this, let's translate it because I can't read Korean. So yeah, because of the Sacred Forest update, this is basically what we are talking about now. These 2 things here, you can just search them online. 6th anniversary. One thing I would say, because this is the Korean wiki, and I kinda just Google translate it. It might not be fully correct, but I trust in it. I'm pretty sure that opinions among the Korean community and the global community are pretty, how do you call it, united as well, because a lot of elements that users did not want were added. This is from the Korean wiki. This is team fight. Alright, so something to give you some context here. Before this, super big outburst of backlash against the community, we have had a lot of updates before this where people repeatedly keep on saying things like don't change this, don't rework the UI, it's fine as it is. But then each update, the devs keep on reworking things, removing rewards and changing the UI, making it less streamlined, making less quality of life updates. And yeah, this is one of them. Team fight event. During the search for legendary treasures update, we had team fight. It's very common to use a max level boost, but because most people don't have all these random cookies that you have to max out, so many people also have to use 300 crystals, which is an exorbitant price. It's also very hard to raise the grade, because the trophies, you lose them even if you're in bronze grade, which is the lowest grade. And then there's also a lot of unfair effects where basically sometimes the game will give you missions that you actually physically cannot finish. They'll give you a mission, let's say, to finish 7 seconds of sliding in about 5 seconds of time. And you can see how that's really bad. Or you'll give you a mission to collect 50 bear jellies in maybe like the hydrangea map, if you know. But as you know, there's no bear jellies there. So, and there's also not much difference in in scores between hard missions and normal missions. For normal missions and whatever, you get points when you complete them, by the way. And there's also this other fact that the two teams selected against each other is of the dark magic team and the power of the forest team. But you see, because the abilities are different, some are actually super duper overpowered. For example, for power of the forest team, they have this freezing thing where you basically has to tap on the screen, the whole screen, at about 3 different places to get out of that freezing attack. But for dark magic team, you only have a tap issue. And there's other stuff here, as poisonous mushroom. If you know, they release in-game voice lines for poison mushroom cookie after bringing him over from Kingdom. Now, a lot of people were against this, because if we had to be honest here, what this meant is that basically, because there's no way to actually turn off the voice acting, a lot of people are saying that we are just pandering to Kingdom players and try and get Kingdom players to do this. A lot of people are saying also that all this money that we spend on hiring voice actors also should have gone into the game, which I completely agree with. It's like it's not that I don't like the voice actors, they did a good job, but you see, it's just completely unnecessary. A lot of people also don't like it. And then we also have a diary rework, which if you know, If I'm not wrong, diary rework was something that came about, I think, 2 months ago. Last month or the month before that. I'm trying to look for it. This is a very, very common sentiment here. Stop making unnecessary and unwanted changes to things nobody asked for. So, yep, this guy says it here very well. The event should be fun and rewarding, but we are only met with treasure trials ending. No more guild lobby backgrounds. This one's different. Oh my god, there's so many issues. Okay. Anyways, magic laboratory overhaul. Usually, to give context to this, usually we have free lobbies that we give out every update to players who play through the events. And one important thing about this is that this specific lobby, this specific poisonous mushroom lobby, was advertised and marketed as something you could earn if you played the game. There was no mention of it being locked behind a paywall. So for some people, this is also like false advertising. Then diary rewards are also reduced. Diary rewards are basically like daily missions. You collect them, you get rewards, and you buy your resources that you need to level up. Then there's also, well, this one here is a pretty bad translation, but I think I know what they're trying to talk about. This one is a very common issue. If you see the feedback, there's a lot of people that talk about cookie run having frequent lag, especially in trophy race and breakout. This thing is a very, very common thing. Basically, this is from 9 months ago, but this is a very common thing. I started playing from, I'm pretty sure, last year or so, and before that people are already complaining about this. This is a laggy thing. No lag occurs in trophy race and breakout, speeding up and then slowing down. This is very common along players with, all sorts of different devices, but it hasn't been fixed yet. Then we also have a different issue, which is the jump and slide buttons, which have been there for a very long time, where you press them but they'll glitch out, and if you're in like a competitive mode like trophy race, you end up losing the race because of the game's problem, not yours. And it's been repeatedly messaged and talked about in update feedback, Discord servers made specifically for feedback, may I tell you, and it hasn't been fixed. We still have people reporting this until now. I also get it sometimes, and it's just so annoying. Now we move on to our next thing here. October 13th, live controversy. Now this is, I think, the main thing here. A lot of people are talking about this. So we are talking about controversy that arose due to the remarks of the executives during this live broadcast that was meant to be answering questions of the viewers. They only released it in Korean, so I can't read Korean, but I managed to find this super helpful thing by this guy here. He who provided a transcript to the specific part here of what CM Rose said. Now, there are a few misconceptions I would like to clear out if you're an English player, and yeah. So the thing is, many English players right now, we are going around with this tag of #SaveRose. Rose is a community manager, and it was reported in a recently deleted stream on the official main account that she was seen crying because due to harassment from messages, like misogyny, the sort of thing, just extremely unwarranted abuse by viewers and whatnot. And then she was asked to delete the stream. At least that's what people say. We don't know whether we deleted it of her own accord or whatnot. For #SaveRose, a lot of English people, I'm not sure now, but I definitely knew that a few days ago everybody was saying #SaveRose, but the Korean players didn't understand it, because this is partly due to the anger is not totally unjustified. This is also due to CM Rose comments on that stream, and we'll be going to that in a moment. This is also very common, #SaveRose. English players who Twitter a lot have also been trying to get this thing on trending to get more awareness. Now let's look at this. So why? See, this guy here, I'm pretty sure he's the CEO. Let's see. Well, yep. He seems to be a COO or CEO. So he was put on this stream, basically, like I've said before, to answer the questions of the viewers, because there were many being, extremely disgruntled about previous updates and a bit ignorance of feedback. And this also has a lot. Since the appearance of Mr. Bae-hyung, I'm sorry if I pronounce his name, Bae-hyung. Okay. This is some of the questions presented by users. Is there a reason for setting the package price of the poison mushroom cookie at about 9,900 won to prevent the use of play points? Price varies from country to country. It's not intentional, it's just a coincidence of time. Now, for reference, play points are stuff you can use, to get game rewards from games for free. But I don't use play points personally, but other people, you can earn play points for free. So this is one way you could go about it. And then there's also stuff of fun of team fight. Now, like I've mentioned, team fight was pretty bad, very RNG based, kind of unfair. The way systems work were also really bad. Not to mention that a lot of the prizes and the maps were time locked. Now, what they mean by stop rehearsing is basically, they kept repeating this team fight. The first time team fight came out, there was a lot of criticism, but afterwards, they made it more unfair somehow. I really don't know how, but they made it more unfair, and they made it compulsory to play team fight to get one copy of the legendary treasure. And then there was this. I assume what they're saying is users were asking, can we stop having repetitive updates, which is also a very valid issue. A lot of other people I've seen in feedback also, say this. Now, let's take a look at can you get rid of the time lock of cookies challenge hard mode. This is something that, yes, they implemented it about a few months ago, where basically they time lock the cookie challenge, which I don't understand really, but alright, okay, sure. So basically, because we have hard mode and normal mode, right, which is something they gave us in replacement of the removal of bonus missions for magic candy resources last year. So many people are asking, can you remove the time lock? It takes about a week after the update before you're allowed to play, the second part of it. And answer is, this patch for newbies, please be considerate. I don't understand this answer. How is this considered for newbies? Because in the end, at the end of the month, everybody, the events are all ending at the same time. So it's like, if you wanted something for newbies, maybe you could have extended event time for them. But why time lock this specific hard mode? Aren't you just, blocking players from playing the game? And then there's this. A lot of complaints. What do you think? I was listening to opinions mainly from advanced level users. We also need to update for newbies. My guy Bae Hyung-guk is saying that, we need to hear the newbies. This is for the newbies. I don't know how the newbies are gonna do. How this is helping the newbies, but alright. By decreasing the lag, maybe. Maybe. But okay. Yeah, so there's very little communication. There's very little communication between, the game company and what they're doing and what are the ideas going behind it with the players also. So it's there's also a lot of a lack of transparency too. And this one, do you have any plans to hold an offline meeting? Only brief fan meetings will be held, but also impossible due to the COVID. Yeah, this one. Public sentiment went down because by giving answers to, most people who watch this update are, dedicated, loyal cookie run players. So, when we have a lot of complaints and the only thing we have is just, oh no, it's a coincidence. It's, we're just, produce goal of continuous growth. Unfortunate situations are inevitable. It is not possible right now. I will try it and do it someday. You guys are, wrong in your opinion. The lag is not caused by the trophy race system. We are doing all this for newbies. And basically it's just deflecting answers, if you get that, So then as a result, yes, the atmosphere of the chatting window began to deteriorate. In particular, got worse the further back you went. Then the Cookie Run and Cookie Run management team along with CM Rose started, banning angry users, which is, yes, I agree. They said please have a check manners. If you say that, it's difficult to answer. Afterwards, just before finishing a live broadcast, CM Rose makes the following remarks to her furious users. But the reason we come here to talk like this, because is that we will believe there's room for change, even if a little improvement, isn't it? But if you keep on saying, hey, you guys don't listen to me, what's going on? That's not our fault, it's your fault. That's it's a worse thing in Korean, cause some things get missed over translation. So the thing with CM Rose is, let's see, I have a transcript here. 2:18:14. Let's see if I can pull this up next to. I don't know if you know Korean, but anyways, they don't have any English subtitles. I'll be skipping to the direct transcript here, made by this very, very nice guy. You can go and search him out on Discord or something. Now let's start from 2:18. As you can see, this one is CM Rose. I can't remember who this guy is. This guy is the Bae Hyung 18:14. Let's see. Yes, after they left, starting from now.
지 아니 지금 이렇게 급하게 보내드린 게 지금 시간이 사실 저도 10시까지를 어쨌든 방송을 10시에 해야 되는 거기도 하고 어쨌든 이제 약속한 시간이 있는데 조금 어쨌든 답변을 다 해드리기 위해서 좀 지체가 되어가지고 지체가 되는
She's talking to someone in the chat. The reason why he left, so just after Bae Hyung-wook left, and because this is also a very special live stream, we don't get stuff like this often. I would guess people wanted him to be there for longer, but Rose said it was late, have to end this live stream, so and it has been delayed a lot, so we just sent him off. Then she continues talking.
바람에 조금 빠르게 급하게 보내드린 부분이 있고요. 근데 뭐 어쨌든 저는 10시에 보내드리려고 했는데 형우님께서 어쨌든 해드리고 싶은 이야기가 많아가지고 좀 더 늦어졌네요. 자, 여러분, 제가 로즈님 수건을 왜 걸치셨나요? 아, 이거 허리에 두르고 있었는데 추워가지고 옷이에요, 이것도. 옷이에요. 아니, 그리고 크롭을 입었는데 또 옷 잘랐다고 가난해가지고 드립 칠까봐 허리에 두르고 있었거든요. 수건 아닙니다. 자,
Then this. So people are saying, it's like if Bae Hyung-wook actually appeared on live streams often, he's the director by the way, because he's not coming out often, there's no choice but to delay him because he never appears. We never know what's happening. That's why we have so many questions. Then Rose is like, okay, yes, I know. And then she says she knows that if the player's satisfied and if reworks go successful, then the players are very generous on giving compliments, and it is the CMs that check those in real time. And they are also the ones that mostly check the reactions, not Bae Hyung-wook. They are the ones that check the reactions and opinions and feedback of the players, and are supposed to give feedback to their higher ups to see what can be done about the game. I know that if you are angry or feel very good, you guys are very generous, which is quite true. But I know, but today the word understand felt like we did this so you guys yield. But what Bae meant with understand in the sentence, we would make it so that you guys could understand, was this and this happened because this and this, so it happened like this. Not we want this, so just understand. But when we see the replies, when we should just say understanding. Why did you update like this and rework like this? Why did you do a certain thing? We didn't want this, rework. There's a lot of comments like this. So he came here because he wanted to explain the reasons for why. And then, what people came here and said, she said, and you guys came here and all you did was, we wanted to fix these, so nothing's changing. Since nothing changes, this was useless. Summary here is basically, she's saying that Bae Hyung-wook came here to explain the reasons why they did the update. CM Rose is saying, the guys aren't giving the proper feedback and they're just talking about how things aren't changing, and saying and talking about how their feedback is useless and how the company doesn't listen to them. He also said this and this happened. It's not because he had reasons for reworks and whatever, just because they wanted to do it. Now let's skip to 222.
이제 그리고 여러분들이 제일 많이 제가 커뮤니티에서 제일 진짜 많이 확인을 했던 글들도 이걸 왜 이렇게 한 거야? 이걸 왜 이렇게 패치를 한 거고 이걸 왜 끼는 게 없으니 오늘 이 자리는 무의미하다. 저는 이게 사실 이해가 잘 안 돼요. 그리고 소통을 원하고 뭔가 여러분들이 말하는 그 방향의 소통을 원한다면은 저는 오늘 이런 식으로
So I think we should play this. I think you can see from her reaction video, I don't know Korean. I think I've said this like 3 times already. You can see from her reaction, I think she's kinda a bit animated, moving her hands around a lot. Her tone also, her tone of voice. Let's play this until about 2:24, about 3 minutes.
채팅창이 흘러가면 안 됐다 생각해요. 여러분들이 정말 저한테 뭐 게임에 대한 이해도가 낮다, 게임에 대한 애정이 없다 이렇게 얘기하시는 거 그렇게 느끼시는 분들이 있을 수 있어요. 하지만 제가 오늘 확실히 알 수 있는 거는 여러분들이 원하시는 방향의 소통이 되기를 원한다면 저는 이렇게 채팅이 되면 안 됐다 생각해요. 제가 계속 말씀을 드렸지만 이게 제가 괜히 클린한 채팅이 되길 바란다는 게 아니라 정말 말을 했을 때 집중이 안 돼요. 이 채팅을 보면은 채팅이 안 돼요. 그러니까 채팅이 아니 말이 안 돼요. 무슨 뜻인지 아셨나요? 어차피 유저면 안 됐잖아. 안 들으면 안 나왔죠. 방송도 안 해요. 만약에 그렇게 생각하시면은 만약 그렇게 정말 유저들의 말을 듣지 않는다, 소통을 안 한다 라고 생각이 드시면은 여기서 말 안 하시겠죠. 여기서 화 왜 내시겠어요? 다 시간 낭비라 생각하고 안 하시겠지. 안 그래요? 하지만 여러분들도 이렇게 여기서 나와서 너네가 너무 소통을 잘 안 하는데 그래도 와가지고 이렇게 얘기하는 이유는 조금이라도 바뀌고 조금이라도 개선되고 그럴 여지가 있을 거라고 믿기 때문에 와서 얘기를 하시는 거잖아.
Let's read the transcript. If you want communications like what you requested, then chatting like today was not a good thing. Basically, she's saying here that, the chatters, all the feedback they provided today, it's not good because all they do is just repeating stuff like, oh, you don't have affection for this game, you have very little knowledge. This one is, to give some context also. Right now, CM Rose she has been a CM for quite an amount of years, I think. But she has relatively very little knowledge of the game. Now, I mean, if you watch her live streams and whatnot, and check out like her old ones, I think it's pretty obvious. So a lot of people say that, that she just have very little knowledge, even though this is a game that she's literally the community manager for. And then there's this, and then she says, one thing I learned today, that if you guys wanted, communication between the developers and you, the players, then you should have communicated better, communicated cleanly. What she means is that, don't use swear words, don't say stuff like, you guys suck, or, yeah, stuff like that. Then 2257, you don't listen to the users anyway. This is probably something said by one of the chatters. And Rose replies, if Bae Hyung-wook didn't, he would not come here to see you guys in this reply stream. If you really think he doesn't listen, then he wouldn't have come here. He would have gotten angry here with you guys, thinking that this whole thing was a waste of time, right? But you came here like this and you're not communicating. And the reason why you came here is because you are having one last hope that it could change a little, things will get a little better, so you guys are here, right? But you keep on saying things like, you don't listen, no problems have been solved, and this is not us being stubborn, it's you guys being stubborn. What this means is basically she's saying that, it's not an issue of the companies, like, not solving the problems and not listening. It's all about the chatters and the players being like constantly unsatisfied with updates and reworks and always complaining even if we update everything, which would be a valid excuse, but not excuse, valid reason, cause you know. But unfortunately, we have had quite a few updates, many feedback, which just hasn't been listened to. So I mean, I imagine this is very upsetting, if you are like a Korean player. I've also heard that because originally in Korean also this was said much more aggressively, because our only relative words for this in English are pride or arrogance, so it can be a bit confusing for people. So it's like, you've been talking about this game for a few years or so, you love it, you've been giving feedback, people haven't been listening to you, and then you come here, you talk to them on the one live stream that your director's on, and then you get told by a community manager that, well, it's not company's fault, it's your fault to you guys for wanting so much. Yeah, this one is, she's just talking about, if you guys really thought that we wouldn't communicate, then why do you come here anyways? It's like, you guys keep on saying, oh, nothing changes, it's meaningless. You came here but it changes nothing. Don't just come here and do stuff like this. Don't come out and just end service of this game, Like, and then she just says that, it's the repeat of the idea before that it's the users. users being stubborn. And she says, if you didn't have hope, you wouldn't have given us a try. If you didn't have hope, you wouldn't have come here to provide feedback. You wouldn't even write, but you still have hope. And she says that right now, the feedback, the chatting, is just to make people feel bad by being sarcastic and saying and criticizing the game for being. This is not communication you want. This one is good feedback, by the way. You know, there's some sort of communication you want, but cursing, spamming, being sarcastic, this is not the communication that you should have if you want a productive conversation. And it's true. And then, you know, until the end, about 26, I think there's no need since we've already gone through this. If you guys want to, you can just, you know, look up this original live stream. And then at the end of the stream, she says something like, thanks, I am on your side. I am the side of the players. I will deliver your feedback to the devs. I think you could understand. This one here is, I'm not going to translate it, but Google Translate, but this one is just a big whole list about, you know, how to update the game, how to make it better. So it's kind of untrue that we are just complaining. And then this one here is a guy who talks about, yeah, most people here are Koreans, you know, we don't have an English platform, unfortunately, except for like the update videos, which is quite unfortunate, but yeah, well, that just doesn't work. Okay, big feedback. I think this is also a very similar sentiment. If you listen to the opinions of users in the first place and reflected those feedback well, or wrote back the stuff that we didn't want, people wouldn't say that you don't listen to their opinions. You know, it's starting with this one I know. If you're a bit confused here, this is talking about trophy race and Champions League last year and Lands End. So these were originally different modes, and you had rewards for placing ranks in trophy race. Unlike now, where the two modes have been merged and you just comparatively get basically no rewards at all for ranking in a certain place. You get cosmetics like a fancy little badge on your name, but that's it. And Champions League used to be this fun thing, like it's how do you call it? It's like an Olympics game, you know, among players. Everybody plays like specific maps with specific combis, and we all struggle to get to the end. And the one who wins is featured on the channel, Grand Champions League. And then there's stuff about this, also people talking about lag in trophy race. But there was no patch that removed it properly. And then it's been 9 months since there's been talk of a UI rollback. So yeah, Cookie Run UI. This video is too long, isn't it? Is anyone even gonna watch this? Oh my god. This is how it looks like now. This is a very old UI. This one is also another UI, the UI we used to have. You see at the top corner, this picture with the yellow flame around it. When the Champions League and Trophy Race was merged, they took away that flame badge and replaced it with the cosmetics I was talking about before. This one was much better. You know, you can see, you know, you could like level up a lot of things at once. You could go straight to the cookie story, their relationships, costumes, magic candy, and even the trials from here. You can also see how much it costs to level up. If you compare it to the UI of now, sure, it may look a lot less, you know, cluttered, but honestly, it's a lot more worse. We have lost like the ability to go straight to their trials when, you know, we're trying to level up. We don't know how many potions it takes in total to level up a cookie. This one. Now, we got this feedback from this cute little guy here 13 days ago. User who has been with the game since the days of Cookie Run Cacao to Ovenbreak. 2013. That's like 9 years. Almost a decade of playing this game. And they have known for a long time that the team doesn't communicate. They thought that it will be resolved someday. And watching the scenes put on live broadcast, they thought, you know, maybe we're trying to fix this problem. And he was surprised to hear that, you know, the team only listened to the feedback but did not apply it. And also the CM also made derogatory remarks about the game. As a user who loves Cookie Run, I will say something. No matter how much we talk, they won't listen to us, so it seems like we're just being treated as walking wallet. It's very common also. There are many like loyal people here. We've been here since like Cacao. And on the other hand, sympathy for CM, who has been, you know, insulted a lot, has also appeared a lot. That's why we have this hashtag save roasting. Then there's also some stuff about mistake of the management who did not properly respond to the chatters. So on one side you have, kinda not very nice remarks made by Rose, but the chatters. Not invalid, tell you, but and there's also the lack of management of the chat window and neglected to manage viewers who use and copy pasted abusive language for the purpose of arguing. And I'm very surprised also at this, it's like you have normal streamers, they have mods in their chat that basically just take out people who are trying to, disturb the fun for the rest and foster a better communication with, the streamer and their watchers. While there was rumor they'll start a truck protest, this is a different thing from my 2020, where there was something about invocation cards causing truck protests. And also, coincidentally, number 6. Basically, this 6th anniversary, and this is how it's turned out. And for this, I think maybe it has been, it was season 6. This was season 6, and it was really bad. Then October 20, follow-up broadcast was held. CM apologized. Also accusations that only tears were shed and there was no insincerity. I think in this it's like, come on man, it's not her fault. Yes, she was unprofessional in that one instance. She should have replied a bit more better, but she doesn't deserve all this stuff that she's getting. She's also a community manager. She's trying her best, okay? Then Nakhyun and Bae Hyung-woo. Nakhyun, who is this guy? Oh my god. Okay, well, I just assume that he's someone important. Okay. Bae Hyung-wook, who is, director, who contributed to this controversy. If you think about it, it's like the main problem of that whole, live stream first place was these two guys, but he never even appeared. He didn't even give out an apology. And as a joke, remarks being re-evaluated, is it because users are showing their pride while holding on to a game they asked to close? That sort of thing. Okay, let's move on. Raid Run. Like, who boy? Raid Run. This used to be called Spelunking. It was well received as an update, I think about a few years back, because, people really liked the idea of attacking a boss by using items and, running together. The casualness of operating cookies with 2 buttons, and yeah. However, 6th anniversary Raid Run did not have these things. Boss had too much stamina. Also, it's almost impossible to ask to break at the beginning. If I had to give you... okay, let's look for his boss. Well, I can't seem to find it, but... Also, there's this mission where you have to reach S tier normal mode. A+. Many people are stuck there, so they can't progress. Yo, is my computer lagging? Okay. Now, let's see. Why is this so bad? Well, yeah, this thing. This guy must have waited 30 minutes to an hour for this one. And for reference, to level up our cookie skill from, I think, level 3, level 4. I think you need, like, what? 12? 12 of these? And that's if I remember correctly. And then you've got this thing here. How am I supposed to win a game mode that requires skill levels be raised, but the only way to get the materials to upgrade the skill are through winning the game, which I need leveled up skills to do. Yes, this is... I don't know why they didn't think of that earlier, but problem is unless you just pay to buy the chest so you can level up skills, you're gonna be stuck. But you need to win the game to level up your skills, but you can see how this works. So this is another way, for whales, I guess. Speed of stamina reduction very slow. Game speed also very slow. But obstacles appear randomly and, hurt users every time they play. I mean, I can't seem to find it, but I think you can tell it's there from the pictures I showed you just now. I wish I screenshot a little bit more. Yes, this one. 12 hours. This is not enough to level up. and this is only if you successfully complete a subjugation request. And even if you have a max level cookie, it is difficult to win if you only have a level 1 skill, and also if the game is done through public matching. So also one other thing about raid runs is that you have the option to connect with your guild mates or friends in the game, but the thing is, well, people have lives, people are playing other modes, people won't see your stuff in time. Like, nobody has time to wait there for 10 minutes and get people to play with you. So it is what it is. There's also quite a few missions about leveling up skills which involves joining up with your guild members and whatnot. Yeah, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Cookie Run in the first place was meant to be a single player game, Yes, while team fights and whatnot are very, very welcome, but in the end, it was originally a single player game. It's not a team game. You run raid runs to strengthen your skill, but if you don't have a high level skill, you will fail to subdue, and if you fail to subdue, you will not get any rewards, and you cannot strengthen your skills, and just repeats in a loop. Impossible to grow, because difficulty is extremely bad from the start. And no matter how much you grind, you will not feel the fun of growing up, as in like increasing your character's power, because you only get a small amount of growth material. Yes, and this one is what I've mentioned before. You've got missions completed by doing raid quests, and story cannot be unlocked without seeing the previous story. So users who do not have friends, who are not active in the guild or not part of a community, will request support for completing the quest. What this means is basically returning players, newbies or whatnot, with very little resources. They won't be able to unlock a story even if they came back just for this update specifically. May I remind you, they will not be able to unlock anything at all, because they're newbies or they're returning players and they don't have the resources. This doesn't help anybody. And raids are basically cooperative battles also. For example, let me show you this. Completely not the fault of this player. Did someone collapse already? Try to last until the end next time. They got first place, they contributed 2 billion, but they got an F and nothing for it. And they were also criticized by the game, which is one way to stop people and discourage them from playing raid run, if you ask me. Now next, Magic Lab. So when the Magic Lab was reworked, existing materials were reorganized, except for magic candy unique ingredients, and were all converted into either sugar crystals, or high quality materials were converted into magic powder, and new high quality called blueprints were released. Basically what this means is you reset all your progress. Yeah, so imagine you work. So also like I mentioned before, cause materials reset, there were some people who were kinda, I wouldn't say tricked, but didn't specifically even explain the update. I'll give them even enough time to cash in all their legendary materials before the update itself. Mind you, the update only came about, so it basically took 2 days. Okay, 2 days. They didn't give enough time for people to cash in their stuff. They also didn't exclusively explain what the magic laboratory did. They spent like 20 seconds talking about this. They just said they will make things more simple. They didn't tell people. So there's a lot of things about some people out there who saved up for this update, their magic crystals and everything and their powder. They end up with this. I can't read Korean, but I know this is 14 days. 14 days to wait one chest. And this blueprint down here, but you can only get it by luck. You can't buy it. Positive reactions. Majority of users are skeptical. Now, if you think about it, Millennial Tree, he's gonna be meta soon. In this update, basically, oh my god, pronunciation. Okay, Millennial Tree is gonna be buffed. they will be adding a legendary magic candy to him. And this is very important to players because with the focus on trophy race recently, you have to be very active in this game and always stay on top of the meta, in this case, which is, Millennial Tree, in order to get more resources. But you see, the problem with this is, it takes you like half a year, 210 days to make one legendary magic candy. That's only assuming that if you make it on the dot every single time with no delay, and you get lucky enough to get all the materials on time too. So when it comes out, it's just going to be extremely unfair between F2P and pay to win players. I mean, even the whales are also kinda. Until the next patch comes out, rate related and random challenge free uploads will be temporarily suspended. I mean, it's pretty good, Yeah, it's a pretty, very, very suave move, After all, I mean, he probably makes some amount of money from doing this. And there's this also, the streamlining of materials. Some people say, we take out all these other materials, and so they just lose their individuality, and we lose bits of the lore, because you can put a cookie in your lobby and give them gifts, and they'll say certain things, which can give you extra stories. Then some people say, oh, it's good that you're simplified because there's too many. Then let's move to other content, in which case, let's have another content. We have a return of the Tower of Ice Waves. Now this is quite something, I tell you. So this was actually a thing that was released in 2020, which is 2 years ago. But they released it again this year for people who weren't there at that time. The problem with this is that, let's take a look at rewards. And my computer's lagging. Okay. Anyways, well, you can obtain a max up of Captain Ice Cookie and her pet, Sailor Anchor. But these are cookies that you can already get for free by progressing story mode. And because when you get duplicates in Cookie Run, you get coins for that. You don't get diamonds, mileage, or anything. So this actually doesn't really help anybody. They allow you to play it all to level max. This is something you already provided for new players. I'm not sure why they did it. I'm not sure if they did it because they wanted to give the illusion of giving actual rewards, or they really just didn't know their game. They didn't even know what was in their story mode. But whatever it is, it's not great. And this one, event rewards. So in this 6th anniversary event, you can't get crystals. If we saw from the pictures just now, you can only get magic powder, treasure tickets. But the most important thing here is crystals. You need crystals to get mileage, and mileage to buy legendary cookies, mileage to buy Millennial Tree, so you can stay on top of the meta, and so you will not fall behind other people who pay for this. And then also there's this crystal payback piggy bank event, which is basically you spend a certain amount of diamonds, will also give you a certain amount in return. I remember playing it with it last year. I remember spending all my diamonds during that event. This continued from this year. Have enough. This is the worst anniversary ever, We had a lot of events last year. Even just this simple unlocking your time spent, how long you have been in Cookie Run Ovenbreak. It'll give you 50 crystals. For what it is, for 5th anniversary, giving out 2,000 crystals and 1,000 rainbow cubes. And that's just for a coupon. But compare it to this year, and yeah, I think you get what I mean. Guild season, this one. Now this one here is, a Yagua Village Feast. The True Silk Harvest event was the event I think that came just before this 6th anniversary update. And in that season, there was also a lot of feedback on, the lobby, the background, it's the reuse of lobby and background and map designs, along with arena titles. The guild backgrounds for Cookie Run, they used to change every season. which was really cool, by the way. Ever since, I think, the Yakgwa update, Chuseok one, if I'm not wrong, which should be about, I think, Blissful Springtime. Either Blissful Springtime or Age of Dragon season. Like, after that, they just stopped replacing and changing the guild run backgrounds already. It's a small thing, but yeah. This one here is in regards to the new seasonal recipe, basically a buff. So the problem with this is that people suspect that the thing hasn't been coded properly because it wasn't coded properly. So for what it is, the dandelion season meal will give you points when you play. Now, not only that, it's very RNG. The dandelions will appear in random places, and if you're unlucky, you will lose out on a lot of points. Not only that, because it is overlaid on the original background that you're supposed to play on, sometimes it obscures the holes of the map. Now, this usually wouldn't be a problem, but it's a fake flaw. It's a fake flaw. You drop through the flaw. That's it. You actually just drop through. Like, it's like a trap board, There's no real footing, so it's like if you want to gain points and you can't see the floor, you will just drop through. And yeah, when a dandelion blooms in a terrain with a hole, it's impossible to distinguish the real scaffold that was covered with a dandelion scaffold from the fake one. Okay, and then there's this fourth one here, which I surprisingly didn't know. And also because I also don't know a lot about this, and it's also Google translated, so I'll probably get a lot of things wrong. But I think this is pretty accurate. Dev Sisters is a loss-making company. They are in the red again because to a low evaluation of their new Dead Side Club, which is, I think, a new app they were working on. And they also had failure to issue it, as well as a complete flunk in Europe and a 50% drop in sales. So to that extent, actually a lot of funds from, okay, not a lot, but Cookie Run Ovenbreak's funds, instead of being used on the game itself, was being separated and funneled to other games, like, Dead Side Club or Cookie Run Kingdom. For what it is right now, because we already have all these changes like implemented, the devs will not be able to avoid a loss, and also the schedule will be disrupted. So it's like it's gonna take more work to roll back everything and give up rewards and apologies and develop like better stuff and roll back everything. So they'll get a loss from that. So there's very little chance of getting what we had before this. And what this means is that it's whether you choose to stay or those who leave now, it's just a dead end. It's to pass on the losses resulting from unreasonable business expansion practices to consumers. With this update, Cookie Run Ovenbreak has all been hard reset. So it's expected that, the game will just become pay to win more and more from now on. And also, right now, current situation, yes, nerfing event rewards, blocking the supply of resources, reorganizing and simplifying contents which nobody wanted. Fifth one, Cookie Run community. After the Season 6 invocation card incident, basically all the Cookie Run Ovenbreak communities just united together. This is like Avengers. Anyways, so the controversy in the live broadcast, had a lot of users shooting CM Rose, a lot of people accusing her. But with this 6th anniversary update, everybody, like literally everybody, is just kind of complaining about the anniversary itself. So it is what it is. So Cookie Run Gallery, this is a thing, I think, for where Cookie Run Cafe for like Koreans, I think, to post their questions on like a forum, and also overseas Reddit and Discord, this is the Discord for, I think, English players, which is me, obviously. As you can see, I got all my stuff like here from the Discord, and The Reddit also have a part to play with this, because it's the main like way for all the other people playing who are not Koreans. They also been posting memes mocking the Dev Sisters since the game started to falter before the 6th anniversary. Not only that, inside the cafe, many users are preparing to leave or have already left. Most of the posts that uploaded are not related to the game or Cookie Run, and mainly posts about selling memories. As for the seriousness of the situation, manager and deputy manager, who are responsible for managing the gallery, all quit Cookie Run and left the game. The overseas discourse leaned towards the idea of going into review bombing the game, but maybe it's a misconception the company is hurting CMs who do well. There's a misconception that the CMs has been mistreated, but we really don't know. We don't have any official stuff. All we know is that Rose cried during a stream. The two important people who should have been there did not come out. The management of the stream chatting was not done properly, and there was no acknowledgement of that whole incident at all. This is the last one we want to talk about. So let's talk about YouTubers now, okay? Yeah. Jongtaek, this guy, as soon as the update was made on 27, live broadcast was conducted to recognize and criticize the issues, and it was said that the problem was summarized and delivered to the dev in writing. And the next day, it's said that the CMs and the YouTubers were supposed to go together, and I'm not sure what this means. I assume it means they were supposed to have a conversation about this on live stream. But I think on the day itself, it did not happen. And on the day itself, this whole problem of the whole magic candy and whatever wasn't, I think it meant it was either not addressed, or B, it wasn't properly mentioned at all. He says that the usage of all these updates and whatever, and saying that it's for newbies, it's, he as an advanced player also cannot understand it. So he says the bizarre time of 7 days to make diamond sugar crystals, and yeah, he criticized it. And as soon as the merger waffle discussion, he gave it to criticizing a magic workshop and raid run. October 30th, which is yesterday, he uploaded a video criticizing it and declared a temporary suspension of video uploads until the next patch. This guy here, I posted an article on the official gallery asking for help. His main contents game reviews, game event briefings. He is saying that he was looking for users who can help create a video in dealing with the controversy. So I guess if you want to check that out, you can too, I guess, if you know Korean. But I just assume, because Mingman is a very experienced community manager, he's been here for years, and comparing him to CM Rose, which is relatively inexperienced. So, who doesn't know about... A lot of people also criticize her lack of knowledge about Ovenbreak, sort of things. There were people donating a lot of money to, stream words, So it seems that I think they were trying to play with the community managers and maybe figure out what's wrong, provide feedback, but no changes have actually happened yet, so... Okay, so it's pretty much unsuccessful for now, okay? And let's look at others. Number 6. One of the slogans of the 6th anniversary is reward. Of course, this is false, because they just took away all the crystals. It is what it is. And on the day of the update itself, various Cookie Run communities verified a review with a rating of 1. But next day, the rating rebounded from 4.1 to 4.4, and all related reviews were deleted, leading to suspicion of rating manipulation. Well, it is what it is. I tried checking in the Google Play Store because a lot of people are talking about how they're gonna make bad reviews about the game and review bomb, but I don't seem to find anything. It's at 4.5 somehow, and it's come on, there's no way, bro. There's no way. Of course, it's not possible to cover the sky with the palm of a hand, and it's fallen back to 4.1. Number 6 is treated as a taboo because controversy erupted in Season 6, Invocation Cards, and during 6th anniversary, so yes. And also, the day that the Serpent's Temple, Serpent's Temple was added as a map to Champions League. Serpent's Temple was also part of the Season 6 update, mind you. The day it was added as a map to Champions League was also coincidentally the day of the live broadcast Controversy. So also has been come to treat as a kind of a jinx. Well, other than that, last one. So there was something about, I see, employee resigning after designing the millennial tree. So it's been controversial from the very beginning. And we have gone through the whole wiki page. Only took me like 2 hours. What is our intended route from here? Well, some people have a theory that reason why everything is going so bad is that they have a theory. I mean, as you can see from this meme here, Kingdom is Ovenbreak's main cash cow. So they give Ovenbreak fewer and fewer rewards and they focus more on Kingdom. And then every time people are like, Kingdom is the favorite child, they get more rewards. They are implicitly encouraging people to quit, and new players who just see the situation just join and play Kingdom, which will generate the devs more money. Most Ovenbreak players also play Kingdom. So if Ovenbreak players stop playing the game, it's okay because the devs want us to move to the Kingdom in the first place. To combat this, we start playing Ovenbreak more and attracting more new people. Devs sees this as complacency and continues to make the game worse. So all the Ovenbreak players quit Ovenbreak and Kingdom. However, most Kingdom players do not play Ovenbreak, contrary to the reverse. So it actually won't hurt devs that much. So nothing is gonna work. Okay, this is just really sad. I mean, this is worst case scenario, okay? Just like, come on, but they'll just stop receiving promotions and updates. Kingdom's unexpected success is what showed Dev Sisters they no longer need Ovenbreak in order to make money. What's the use in investing in something when you can invest the same money in something else that's more popular? When discussing Dev Sisters, stop pointing out favoritism Kingdom receives. Very important. This is not how we need to be approaching the argument. This won't help improve our situation. This is helping Dev Sisters. Kingdom's clear favorite, and nothing will make them happier if more players were to move from Ovenbreak into Kingdom. Both of these scenarios lead to Ovenbreak losing people for the cause and granting Kingdom more players. And both scenarios will also only justify Dev Sisters' decisions. Why should they bother fixing Ovenbreak if Kingdom makes them more money? So if you truly need to involve, paint it as a soon-to-be victim of poor game management. If the former main game was treated poorly and eventually dropped due to its popularity, what happens when something new beats out Kingdom? By putting a questionable nature on Kingdom's future, you're able to dissuade prospective players from joining it. Praising Kingdom helps Ovenbreak, helps Dev Sisters. Questioning Kingdom helps Ovenbreak and hurts Dev Sisters. Now, Dev Sisters, for this is our conclusion, okay? If you want to contact them, you can go to the FAQ and support on their official website. You click on Cookie Run Ovenbreak and support, as well as, I think, contact support team. You're supposed to go to DevPlay, you contact support, and you put this under the title of others, ideas and suggestions. I recommend you do this. You make an email to them, and if enough of us do it, like, maybe something will happen. And for the true conclusion, let's look at our mission. To bring everyone together through the power of play. Our core values that define our culture, products, and everything we do. Reminder that this is on Dev Sisters' official website. Core values, okay? Define our culture. 1. Focus on the player experience. We are committed to providing what's best for the players. 2. Work towards goals. Determined to pursue and accomplish big and bold goals. Lack of transparency, we don't know what goals they are, but okay. Initiate innovation. Actively identify and resolve problems to achieve exceptional results. Acknowledge issues, open to constructive critique. Incorporate valid feedback into our work. Tirelessly work towards growing expertise, insight, and perspective. Earning trust. Succeeding as a team. Achieving our goals through cooperation and mutual support. Dude, like, the company and the players are a team, okay. Being faithful to co-workers. Honor commitments, treat each other with respect, and maintain integrity. and building our future together. We dream big and work together to make our dreams become a reality. The core 10 tenets of Dev Sisters, as stated on your company website. Well, good day to you and love ya.